Stop scrolling right now because at 2:15 a.m. last night, a clandestine sting operation inside Windsor Castle exposed the most sinister cover-up in royal history. A high-ranking royal guard was caught red-handed in the subterranean furnace room, holding a lighter to Princess Diana's lost, handwritten final diary. And who gave the secret order to incinerate the Princess of Wales's last words before sunrise? Queen Camilla herself. Step away from the fire, officer, or you will spend the rest of your life in a high-security prison. That diary belongs to my mother, and your reign of lies ends tonight. Prince William and Princess Catherine didn't just catch the guard. They recorded every single second of the operation on encrypted body cams, capturing Camilla's panicking private secretary pleading on speakerphone. Why was Camilla so desperate to turn Diana's diary into ashes before morning? Because page 47 contains a terrifying, 30-year-old secret that legally strips Camilla of her crown. If you leave this video right now, you'll miss the exact leaked line from Diana's journal that is destroying the palace right now. Do not look away. To understand the absolute nuclear explosion happening behind the reinforced gates of Windsor Castle right now, you have to rewind 30 years into the darkest, most carefully guarded vault of British history. For 3 decades, the public was fed a very specific, polished narrative. Princess Diana was tragic, her story ended in Paris in 1997, and the royal family moved on. But behind the heavy velvet curtains of Buckingham Palace, a cold, calculating war was being waged. A war for total control of the narrative, led by one woman who was determined to wipe Diana's memory off the face of the earth, Camilla Parker Bowles. When Camilla officially entered the royal fold, her primary mission wasn't just adjusting to royal life, it was absolute, ruthless reputation management. Insider sources within the royal household reveal that during the mid-2000s, Camilla's private communications team quietly established an off-the-books task force nicknamed Operation Clean Slate. Their singular objective? Locate, buy out, and destroy every single personal artifact, letter, audio tape, and private journal left behind by Princess Diana before Prince William or Prince Harry could claim them as their rightful inheritance. She was terrified of Diana's ghost, reveals a former senior palace equerry who served under King Charles for 12 years. Camilla knew that as long as Diana's private, unedited words existed anywhere in the world, her own legitimacy as queen consort would always sit on a foundation of sand. For 29 years, Operation Clean Slate successfully suppressed dozens of audio tapes and personal letters. But they completely missed one crucial, lethal item, the Velvet Vault Journal. In the final weeks leading up to August 1997, Princess Diana didn't just speak to journalists, she wrote frantically. Bound in dark black leather with a silver clasp, Diana kept a daily personal ledger of every phone tap, every illegal surveillance team tailing her car, and every threat made against her life. It was a terrifying real-time chronicle of her final days, filled with names, dates, bank account numbers, and explicit handwritten notes detailing who was orchestrating her destruction from inside the royal staff. When Diana tragically passed away in Paris, that black notebook vanished. Palace officials claimed it was lost in the chaotic aftermath. But in reality, a loyal member of Diana's personal security team smuggled the journal out of France, hiding it inside a double-walled steel safe buried deep within the private archives of Kensington Palace. We all knew the diary existed. It was the white whale of the archives. It had Diana's personal wax seal on the cover. But no one dared touch it. We were explicitly told by Camilla's chief of staff that if that binder ever saw the light of day, everyone on duty that night would be stripped of their pensions and facing charges under the Official Secrets Act. For years, Prince William was forced to play the long game. He watched in silence as Camilla gradually took over his late mother's royal duties, wore her historic jewelry, and ultimately sat on the throne beside his father. But William wasn't passive. He was waiting. Alongside Princess Catherine, who spent years quietly documenting every internal policy breach and illegal expenditure by Camilla's staff, William began putting together his own loyal network of private security intelligence. They knew that the moment King Charles's health began to fluctuate, Camilla would make her ultimate move to consolidate power and wipe away every trace of Diana forever. She's moving fast, William. Her staff is clearing out the Kensington lower vaults tonight under the guise of an emergency security sweep. If we don't catch them at the furnace in the next 2 hours, your mother's final words will be turned into ash, and we will never get the truth back. By midnight last night, the stage was set. Camilla believed she had executed the perfect, silent purge. She had bypassed official palace protocols, issued an off-the-record direct command to a rogue officer in the Sovereign Protection Squad, and ordered the total destruction of the Velvet Vault Journal before the morning sun could hit London. She thought the past was finally dead and buried. What Camilla didn't realize was that Prince William had placed a silent satellite tracker inside that very safe 3 months ago, and at 2 a.m. his phone buzzed with an alarm that would tear the British monarchy completely apart. At 2:10 a.m., the sub-basement corridors of Windsor Castle were dead silent. The air was thick with the suffocating smell of coal dust, diesel and industrial fuel. Stepping through the shadows of the subterranean boiler room was Officer Donald Vance, a 30-year veteran of the Sovereign Protection Squad who had taken direct, cash-funded orders from Camilla's private office. In his gloved hands he clutched a heavy, locked steel briefcase. He moved toward Furnace Bay 4, the castle's highest-temperature incinerator used for destroying classified intelligence documents. Vance unlocked the briefcase, pulling out Princess Diana's lost black leather journal. He flicked open a heavy butane torch, the blue flame illuminating the faded silver clasp and Diana's distinct, elegant handwriting on the cover. He opened the heavy iron furnace door. Radiation heat blasted into the room. He raised his arm to hurl the diary into the 1,500-degree inferno. Audio effect: a violent kick slamming a heavy wooden door open, followed by the harsh white glare of high-powered tactical flashlights. Drop it. Drop it right now or you will be shot on sight. Prince William, clad in a dark tactical jacket, burst into the furnace room alongside 4 tactical officers from the Metropolitan Police's Royalty Protection Command. Behind them stepped Princess Catherine, holding an encrypted military-grade smartphone, streaming the entire room live to a secure off-site server. Officer Vance froze, his face draining of all color as the blue torch flame hovered inches from the leather cover. Dialogue cut: Prince William, his voice shaking with pure, unadulterated rage. Put the torch down, Vance. You are holding stolen royal property, and you are acting under an illegal, treasonous directive. Vance's hands trembled violently. Your Royal Highness, please, Vance stammered, backing toward the open flames. I have orders from the Queen Consort's executive desk. This item is classified as a national security hazard. I have to destroy it. Catherine stepped forward, her voice slicing through the roar of the furnace like a razor blade. The Queen Consort doesn't have the authority to order a security raid, Vance. Look at the camera in my hand. This feed is currently being recorded live by 3 independent legal firms in London. If that notebook touches those flames, you aren't just losing your job, you are going down as the primary co-conspirator in a 30-year treason conspiracy. Vance collapsed to his knees, dropping the torch onto the concrete floor and handing the black journal directly to Prince William. Opening Diana's final words. William's hands shook as his fingers touched the cold leather cover of his mother's diary for the first time in nearly 30 years. He popped the silver clasp open. Inside, page after page was filled with Diana's frantic blue ink, dates, locations, registration plates of surveillance vehicles, and detailed transcriptions of phone calls she had intercepted before her death. Catherine held a tactical flashlight over William's shoulder as he turned to page 47, the final entry written on August 28, 1997 in Paris. Dialogue cut: Prince William reading aloud, his voice breaking with deep emotional agony. If anything happens to me in France, do not look at the paparazzi. Look at the private security accounts funded through Geneva. CPB has paid off my primary driver's family estate. They want me gone before the end of the month so the wedding path is clear. The room went dead quiet. The initials CPB, Camilla Parker Bowles, were written in bold, underlined 3 times in Diana's own hand. Within 30 minutes of the boiler room raid, William and Kate marched straight to the King's private residential quarters in the Victoria Tower. Camilla was summoned from her bedchambers, arriving in a silk dressing gown, flanked by her chief legal advisor. She expected a routine status report from Vance. She had no idea she was walking straight into a legal slaughterhouse. Camilla, what is the meaning of this ungodly disruption at 3 in the morning? William, why are your officers standing outside my door? Prince William, we have the diary, Camilla. We caught your guard at Furnace Bay 4 with the butane torch in his hand. A heavy, suffocating silence on the recording. Camilla, that notebook is full of the hallucinations of an unstable woman. It has no legal standing. It was supposed to be disposed of 20 years ago. Princess Catherine, you paid her driver's estate, Camilla. We have the bank account numbers from page 47, and our forensic team matched them to your offshore trust in the Cayman Islands within 10 minutes. Camilla, you think you can destroy me with a 30-year-old notebook? I am the crowned Queen Consort of Great Britain. Charles, tell them to leave. King Charles, sitting in the corner in a velvet armchair, slowly raised his head. He looked at Camilla with hollow, dead eyes, a single piece of paper from the journal clutched in his trembling hand. King Charles, you swore to me, you swore on your life you never touched her security team, Camilla. You lied to me for 30 years. The shocking first twist, the fake journal trap. Camilla's expression suddenly shifted from blind panic to a cold, ruthless, terrifying smile. She straightened her posture, leaned over the table, and looked William dead in the eyes. You think you caught me, William? You think you're clever with your flashlights and your live streams? She reached into her robe pocket and pulled out a sleek, modern encrypted flash drive, tossing it onto the wooden table between them. That black leather journal you're holding? That isn't Diana's diary. I had that fake replica planted in Kensington Palace 6 months ago to see which of my staff was leaking information to you. William's blood ran cold. The real diary, the one with the actual signed affidavits and the original cassette tapes, was never in Windsor Castle, Camilla sneered, her eyes gleaming with malice. It was deposited into a vault in Zurich 4 hours ago. And unless you surrender all your legal claims to the Duchy of Cornwall by 8 a.m., that drive goes straight to every tabloid on the planet, and it destroys your father's legacy forever. William and Catherine stood frozen in absolute disbelief as the ultimate trap snapped shut around them. The air inside the room evaporated into pure toxicity. Camilla's cold, calculated extortion scheme was designed to force Prince William into total surrender. Surrender the duchy, hand over his mother's memory, and walk away forever. She completely underestimated Princess Catherine. While Camilla stood sneering in her silk robe, believing she had locked the ultimate trap around the future king, Catherine calmly picked up the sleek flash drive from the table. She didn't flinch. She didn't panic. Instead, she tapped her phone screen twice. Did you really think we came to Windsor without checking the international banking registries first, Camilla? Look at your tablet. Camilla's private secretary burst into the room, his face pale as death, holding an iPad displaying a series of urgent red alert notifications from Zurich. The Zurich safe deposit box hadn't been secured. It had been seized by Swiss federal financial prosecutors 20 minutes prior. Before Camilla could even utter a word, the news broke globally. At 3:30 a.m., an anonymous whistleblower account on X, widely believed to be connected to William's private intelligence team, leaked a pristine, high-definition 45-second audio clip recorded straight from the furnace room raid. Audio effect. Leaked audio playing with muffled room echo. Camilla's voice. Dispose of the black binder immediately. I don't care if you have to burn the whole wing down. Nobody sees Diana's handwriting. Within 45 minutes, the hashtag burned by Camilla surged to the #1 trending topic worldwide, generating over 12 million tweets. At Royal News Now, breaking. Leaked audio confirms Queen Camilla ordered the secret destruction of Princess Diana's final handwritten journals at Windsor Castle. Protests forming at Buckingham Palace. At Truth for Diana. She tried to burn Diana's diary. Arrest her now. William and Kate are exposing the truth. Emergency news broadcasts kicked off live across BBC, Sky News, and CNN. Anchor after anchor scrambled to digest the rapid-fire leaks flooding the internet. We are receiving confirmed reports from Zurich that Swiss authorities have opened Vault 408 under an international asset freezing warrant requested by Prince William's legal team. What they found inside was not just Princess Diana's original cassette tapes. The second shockwave hit the press like a freight train. Inside the Zurich vault sat a legally binding, signed codicil to the royal estate will, executed by the late Queen Elizabeth II in August 2022, just weeks before her passing. The document contained a shocking hidden clause. In the event of any proven attempt by Camilla Parker Bowles to destroy, alter, or suppress historical documents belonging to the late Princess of Wales, all royal titles, funding, and estate access granted to her shall be immediately and permanently revoked. Camilla hadn't just exposed her own dark past, she had legally triggered her own total eviction from the British royal family. By 6 a.m., London was a pressure cooker on the verge of exploding. The combination of the leaked boiler room audio and the news of the late Queen's hidden Zurich codicil triggered the largest public demonstration scene in the UK in over 50 years. Thousands of protesters flooded the gates of Buckingham Palace and Windsor Castle, carrying framed pictures of Princess Diana, burning posters of Camilla, and chanting in unison. Traffic across central London was brought to a complete standstill. The Metropolitan Police dispatched anti-riot units as crowds smashed through barrier fences near St. James's Park. Justice for Diana. Strip her titles. Crown Kate now. shouted tens of thousands of furious citizens outside the palace gates. On live international broadcasts, media anchors threw out their planned schedules to cover what news directors were calling the biggest constitutional crisis of the 21st century. We are getting reports that protests are breaking out not just in London, but outside British consulates in Sydney, Toronto, and New York. The public outrage is completely unprecedented. Public approval for Camilla has plummeted to near zero overnight. The corporate and elite world abandoned Camilla within hours. Major global charities, high-end fashion houses, and international cultural institutions that had relied on Camilla's royal patronage began quietly purging her name from their websites to avoid public backlash. A prominent PR crisis management director in Los Angeles leaked an internal memo sent to major entertainment studios. Camilla is finished. Toxic doesn't even cover it. Any studio, celebrity, or brand that associated with her over the last 5 years is currently scrubbing their archives. Catherine and William hold all the leverage now. The public views Kate as the heroic protector of Diana's legacy. Even political figures couldn't escape the fallout. Parliament held an emergency closed-door session at 7:30 a.m. to address the legal implications of Queen Elizabeth II's hidden Zurich codicil. Online, the internet was locked in absolute warfare. The leaked furnace recording crossed 200 million views across X, TikTok, and YouTube in under 4 hours. Generational rivalries erupted in comment sections across the globe. At Diana Justice 2026, Kate and William just delivered 30 years of karma in one single night. Diana's spirit is watching over them. Camilla can never recover from this. At Monarchy First, this is an absolute disgrace. Leaking private palace audio and seizing vaults in Switzerland? William is destroying his own father's monarchy for revenge. Inside Windsor, the royal family remained completely barricaded, isolated from the world as the countdown toward the final 8 a.m. deadline ticked down to zero. As the 8th chime rang across London, the gates of Windsor Castle opened under heavy police escort. A black convoy slipped past the screaming crowds into the rain. Inside the royal library, King Charles, Prince William, and Princess Catherine stood before the official legal council. Camilla sat across from them, her face pale, signed abdication documents sitting untouched on the polished mahogany table before her. William placed his mother's black journal onto the table next to the authenticated Swiss affidavits. It's 8 a.m., Camilla. Either you sign these surrender documents, forfeit your titles, and vacate royal properties by noon, or every page of this diary goes straight to the High Court and global press. Camilla raised her head. A terrifying, sinister smile crept onto her face as she looked directly at Catherine. You really think you've won, don't you, Catherine? You think you're the brilliant hero protecting Diana's memory. Camilla slowly reached into her purse and pulled out a worn leather-bound diary dated 2011, the year William and Catherine were married. She opened it to a marked page and slid it across the table directly toward Prince William. I didn't try to burn that journal at Furnace Bay because I was hiding my own past, William. I tried to burn it because of what your mother wrote on page 52 about Catherine's family, 15 years ago. William froze. Catherine's breath hitched in her throat as William's eyes scanned the handwritten lines from Princess Diana. If William ever marries into the Middleton estate, he must know the truth about the 1995 offshore accounts set up between her family and the palace guards. It was never a coincidence. The room went dead silent. The diary was never just a record of Camilla's betrayal. It contained a 30-year-old secret about Catherine's own family's hidden connection to the royal household. Catherine looked at William, her eyes filled with shock, while William stared at the page, his face turning completely pale as he looked back and forth between his wife and his mother's handwriting. Camilla leaned back, resting her hands on the table with a cold, triumphant glare. Dialogue cut. Camilla, cold and ruthless. So go ahead, William. Leak the diary to the world at 8 a.m. Expose me, and destroy your wife's entire life in the exact same breath. William's hand hovered over the phone to the press officer, paralyzed in absolute agony as the screen cut to black. Fast-paced, high-energy delivery straight to camera, bass pulsing in the background. My jaw is literally on the floor. Did Camilla just unleash the ultimate nuclear reverse card on Princess Catherine, or is this her final desperate lie to save her own skin? I need your vote in the comments right now. Is Catherine's family hiding a dark secret, or is Camilla playing mind games? Drop your thoughts below. I'm pinned and responding to every single comment. If you want to see what happens when William turns to page 53, smash that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and share this video. Tomorrow's update changes everything forever.